Good evening. Welcome to Thursday Night Bhakti, where we take a 30-minute pause in our glorious day to just sink into a little bit of devotional mantra. Tonight's mantra is a beautiful Shiva mantra. It's called the Shri Panchakshara Srotam. It's a story. It's a srotam, and there are 5 verses to it, but we're only going to sing one verse together tonight because I want to talk to you a little bit about it. That takes some time, and I want to teach you the pronunciation of the words, the syllables of the mantra, because that's important for us to have this ability to properly pronounce the mantras. Because when we pronounce them properly in Sanskrit, then we get a far greater benefit. Good evening, Cindy. So this Shiva Stotram, it is 5 verses. We're only going to we're only going to chant the first verse tonight, but each of these 5 verses connects to a syllable of the 5-syllable mantra. And that 5-syllable mantra is Namaḥ Śivāya. So many of you are familiar with chanting Om Namaḥ Śivāya, Om Namaḥ Śivāya. Well, if we take the Om off and we just break up Namaḥ Śivāya, it's Namaḥ Śivāya. And those 5 syllables relate to the elements, all of the basic elements of our manifest world. So Na is the element of earth. It relates to the element of earth. Ma means the element of water. Shi means fire, it's the fire element. Va is the element of air, and Ya is the element of ether. So we are really chanting all of these elements, which are the basis of all the manifest universe. It's made up of one of those 5 elements in some way or another. And the source of these elements is divine consciousness, supreme consciousness. And sometimes we refer to that supreme consciousness as Shiva. And all of the manifest consciousness, all of the elements that we're chanting, Namaḥ Śivāya, those are referred to, well, it's the creative manifestation of that divine presence. And that is known as Shakti. So we think of them as Shiva and Shakti. So there is also something, this is a Sanskrit word, the word is spanda. And the word spanda in Sanskrit means this creative pulse of the universe. This creative pulse as it manifests into the dynamism of living form. So spanda is this pulsation of the whole universe that then causes creation to happen, causes this Namaḥ Śivāya, the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the ether to be created. And so you'll notice a lot of 5s here. So there are 5 verses in this stotram. There are 5 elements, and those relate to also the 5 acts of divine consciousness. And those acts are creation, sustaining or sustenance or maintenance, dissolution or dissolving or transforming, revelation, revealing things to us, and concealment, concealing things that perhaps we're not ready for. So creation, sustenance, dissolution, revelation, and concealment. Those are the 5 acts of Supreme Consciousness as it is pulsating in this act of spanda to create this dynamic world that we live in. And then we as humans have five senses: our sight, our hearing, our smelling, our tasting, and our touch. And these 5 senses connect us as humans to the dynamic presence of the Supreme that is present in us. So this is all very interconnected. I love this interconnectedness. And I will come back to you with the other 4 verses in time. But tonight we're just going to sing this first verse and the beautiful 5-syllable mantra. So this first verse goes like this. We'll take it line by line. And first I have to say hi to Pat Kendrick, my old dear friend. I think she's peeking in, and I hope you are, and I love you, and I miss you. So, the first line of this mantra, Nagendraharaya. Say that with me. Nagendraharaya. Once again, Nagendraharaya. The rest of that first line is trilocanāya. Trilocanāya. Say that with me. Trilocanāya. So that whole first line, Nagendraharaya, trilocanāya. And the second line, Bhasmāṅgarāya. That first word, Bhasmāṅgarāya. Say that again. Bhasmāṅgarāya. And the second word, maheśvarāya. Maheśvarāya. So that whole second line, Bhasmāṅgarāya, maheśvarāya. Good. And then the third line, Nityāya, śuddhāya. Nityāya, śuddhāya. Nityāya, śuddhāya. And the next word, digambarāya. Digambarāya. So that whole third line, Nityāya, śuddhāya, digambarāya. Good. And the next line, Tasmai. 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 Makārāya. Makārāya. Tasmai. Makārāya. Once again. Tasmai. Makārāya. Good. And then of course, the last line, Namaḥ Śivāya. Namaḥ Śivāya. And then we're going to chant those beautiful 5 syllables, and we're going to chant them in rounds. So we'll chant Namaḥ Śivāya. And then we'll chant maheśvarāya. And then we'll chant Śivāya Namah. And then Vaya Namah Shi. And then finally Ya Namah Śivāya. And that brings us to this beautiful round of Namaḥ Śivāya. So now you know it, and we can chant it together. And so as we chant this, we offer all praise to the source of all, which is Supreme Consciousness, Divine Consciousness, in whatever way that you see that. To the sacred thread of consciousness that runs through us all, because we all are an expression of that manifest divinity. So we are Divine Consciousness. We are Supreme Consciousness right here in the body. So, I'll take one little sip of my drink and I will turn on my trusty tabla, my trusty digital tabla, and we'll begin chanting. So through this whole chant, I'll chant a line and you can chant it back to me. And then I'll chant another line and you can chant it back to me. So it'll be call and response through almost all of what we chant tonight. Bring my mic a little closer. All right. And a little higher, I think. Much better. Start
Om Namaḥ Śivāya. So let's remember that through our five senses, through our awakening to the divine, that we remember that we are connected to that spanda, to that expansion and contraction of the universe. We breathe that just like everything, everyone else breathes that. And through that we're connected with our knowledge that we are an expression of the divine. We are an expression of divine consciousness. So I will leave you with this beautiful mantra tonight, or this beautiful stotram really. The Namaḥ Śivāya is a mantra, 5-syllable mantra, but the bigger mantra that the bigger chant that we did tonight is a story, a stotram, the first verse of that story. All right, thank you so much for being with me. I will see you next Thursday for Thursday Night Bhakti right here at 7:30. And if you're chanting with me, if you're chanting mantra with me, I'll see you in the morning at 8 o'clock. Have a wonderful evening. Now the big chore of getting out from behind my harmonium. I'll scoot it away. And then scooching over to say goodnight. Good night, everybody.